Last question on the local stuff. The Touche in Greystones, that's back in the news again too.
You know, controversy after controversy.
Yeah,
but,
surrounded by it, dogged by it.
Yeah. You live in Greystones, for those who don't know, the Touche Hotel, iconic building in the centre of it. It's been closed, I think, since 2005. It had planning permission for apartments and houses to go on it in 2008. A crash came along, and it's pretty much been lying there, idle for the last...
And it is falling to rack and ruin. Yeah.
So the site was bought then by a company called New Generation Homes, which is owned by a gentleman called Greg Kavanagh from Wicklow. And last November they got planning permission to build 27 homes or apartments or townhouses, exactly. I couldn't remember the exact one. And as part of this planning permission, they agreed to keep the original part of the hotel and restore it to its former glory.
The facades front and back, I think, need to be kept.
Exactly. Now, what has happened since is no work effectively has started on it. Mm-hmm. So there's weeds growing out of it. The place is even worse.
There's been a couple of fires too.
Yeah, a couple of fires, and I think there's people been squatting and vandalism and all that kind of stuff going on in it. So Wicklow County Council have put a derelict notice on it, whereby from September the 1st, 3% levy is supposed to kick in on the value of the site, and this is to force the developers to act, to start building on it and to maintain it as it should be. Now, two Fine Gael councillors from the area, Derek Mitchell and Grainne McLoughlin, met with the developers and said, look, what's going on here? Can I have to be clear now, they didn't meet as representatives of Wicklow County Council. They just met as representatives. There wasn't a formal meeting. And just to find out what was going on. And the New Generation Homes have come back and said, look, we can't restore this building, or it would be very expensive. We're better, but we've no problem knocking it down and rebuilding it brick for brick, almost identical. But it turns out that if they were to do that, it would have to go to public consultation, and this could delay the whole project again for years upon years. And
one question for you though, Grainne, and I think it has to be asked because I remember years ago in Dublin there was a fella who was a builder, and he was picked up with a can of petrol on CCTV burning down the site of a kind of Victorian building or whatever. Did they not know when they bought the site and got planning permission it was going to be really bloody expensive to restore the Touche? And is this not one of these situations where we sort of see Irish solutions to Irish problems, where suddenly, we've bought it now and now it's all expensive? Like, we have to respect our historical buildings.
I would agree with you, yeah. Like, there's been countless occasions in Ireland when you kind of say, really, did we have to do that? Like, you look at Woodkey going back to the early 80s.
Exactly.
There was concern when the M50, I think everybody would agree that Dublin is a much better place with the M50 in place, but they pretty much just bulldozed over anything of a historical significance.
The ESB building in Fitzwilliam Square, we haven't shown the proper respect sometimes, and I can't understand how we know now that it's very expensive to restore the Touche, but we didn't know when planning permission was granted when they bought the site.
Yeah, true. Yeah, it's hard to disagree with that. They would say that maybe, they've gone in, they've, brought in structural engineers that have subsequently said or whatever, but, that's...
Wicklow County Council slapping a levy on them, is that, you think, going to be a game changer in terms of making something happen?
Well, I don't know. Property prices are rising fairly quick. This company, New Generation Homes, are a fairly big operation. Is it really going to make that much to the bottom to their bottom line? You don't know.
Certainly in the rising property market, that you would expect that there would be good profits down the line for them. Listen, Grainne, as ever, thank you so much for coming in and talking about the roses.